You ever watch someone lose weight and think, well, there goes the neighborhood? Yeah, that's exactly how this mess started. My wife Naomi used to be what my grandmother would call well-fed. The kind of woman who made sweatpants look like evening wear and could clear a buffet line with the efficiency of a snowplow. I loved every soft, generous inch of her. Then she discovered CrossFit, and kale, and some trainer named Brett who apparently believed carbs were the devil's candy. 6 months later, she'd lost 30 pounds and gained the personality of someone who posts gym selfies with captions like "Beast Mode activated." The woman who used to hide Oreos in her purse was now meal prepping quinoa like it was going out of style. But here's the thing nobody tells you about your spouse losing weight. Sometimes you feel like you're losing them too, like they're literally disappearing, one spinach smoothie at a time. So while Naomi was busy becoming Instagram ready, I was busy becoming miserable. She'd flex in the mirror, and I'd pretend to be proud while secretly mourning the woman who used to finish my French fries. I know how that sounds. Trust me, I've had plenty of time to think about what kind of man that makes me. The answer? Not a good one. But then her cousin Mariah came to visit, and suddenly my particular brand of terrible had somewhere to go. Mariah was everything Naomi was running from. Curvy like a country road, loud like a car alarm, and absolutely zero apologies for taking up space in the world. She had the kind of confidence that came from knowing exactly what she was working with and being completely fine with it. The first time I saw her squeeze into our kitchen, she looked around at all of Naomi's new health food and said, "Y'all got anything that ain't trying to be vegetables?" I liked her immediately, which should have been my first warning sign. It was July when everything went sideways. One of those barbecues where the heat makes everyone a little stupider than usual. Naomi was by the grill, explaining to anyone who'd listen about the virtues of turkey burgers, while Mariah was holding court by the cooler, making jokes about how beer had all the carbs she needed. I was trying to be a good husband, nodding along to Naomi's nutrition lecture, when Mariah caught my eye and rolled hers so hard I thought she might sprain something. That's when she walked over and said, real quiet, "Your wife know you look hungry all the time?" I should have walked away, should have found Naomi and suggested we leave early, should have done a lot of things. Instead, I said, "Starving." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you accidentally blow up your entire life with one word. Mariah smiled, the kind of smile that should come with a warning label, and said, "Well, lucky for you, I know where they keep the good snacks." 2 hours later, we were in my car, sharing a bag of chips and pretending we weren't about to cross a line we couldn't uncross. "You miss her," she said, not really asking. "Miss who?" "The version of your wife that didn't make you feel like wanting her was wrong." And just like that, this woman I'd known for exactly 6 hours had read me like a takeout menu. "It's not that simple," I said, "because that's what you say when someone's absolutely right and you hate it." "Sure it is," she said, licking chip salt off her fingers. "You want what you want. Ain't nothing complicated about that." That was 2 years ago. We've been seeing each other ever since. Not seeing each other like we're dating. Seeing each other like we're both married to other people and meeting in parking lots like teenagers. Seeing each other like we're sharing the world's worst secret and pretending it's romantic. Her husband thinks she's at book club every Tuesday. Naomi thinks I'm working late every Thursday. We've had more conversations in my car than most people have in their living rooms. And the thing is, it wasn't even about the sex. Not entirely. It was about being with someone who wanted the same things I wanted. Who looked at a menu and saw possibilities, not problems. Who thought cheat day was something you did to your diet, not your spouse. With Mariah, I could be the version of myself that Naomi was trying to fix. But then I made it weird. Because apparently regular adultery wasn't enough for me. I had to get creative. It started small. A sandwich here, a dessert there. I'd meet her for lunch and order way more food than 2 people could eat, then watch her finish what I couldn't. Told myself I was being generous. Told myself it was just being a good whatever I was to her. But then I started ordering food to her job. DoorDash became my favorite app. I had the delivery guys on speed dial like I was running some kind of restaurant. Kelvin's Kitchen strikes again, I'd think, sending another order of loaded nachos to her office. Mariah would text me pictures of the food with messages like, "You trying to spoil me or kill me?" Both, honestly. But I wasn't ready to admit that yet. The weird part? She never asked me to stop. Never questioned why I was suddenly her personal meal delivery service. Just accepted it like it was part of the deal we'd made. And when she started gaining weight, 10 pounds, then 20, then 30, I felt something I can only describe as satisfaction. like I was winning some game nobody else knew we were playing. Naomi started noticing. Of course she did. Hard to miss when your cousin suddenly stops posting full-body pictures on Instagram. "Mariah's been acting strange," she said one night, scrolling through her phone. "Won't do video calls anymore. Keeps canceling plans." I made sympathetic noises while internally panicking, because Mariah wasn't canceling plans. She was keeping different ones. With me. "Maybe she's going through something," I suggested, which was technically true. She was going through about 3 meals a day, courtesy of yours truly. "Maybe," Naomi said. But she had that look, the one that meant she was filing information away for later use. That should have been my cue to end things. Should have been everybody's cue to pump the brakes and remember we all had other people to go home to. But I was in too deep, and getting deeper. Because somewhere between the secret lunches and the guilt-free gluttony, I'd convinced myself this was love. Not the clean, Instagram-ready kind Naomi was serving up, but something messier, something that tasted better. The problem with secrets is they get heavier the longer you carry them, and mine was getting so heavy I was starting to slouch. Then came the second July barbecue, exactly 1 year later, like the universe had a sense of irony. Naomi showed up in this red crop top that used to squeeze her like a rubber band. Now it fit like it was tailored for her new body. She looked good, better than good. She looked like someone who'd worked hard and deserved to show it off. And I felt absolutely nothing. Well, not nothing. I felt guilty about feeling nothing, which is somehow worse. But when Mariah walked in, 30 pounds heavier and wearing a dress that celebrated every curve, I felt everything, all at once, like someone had just plugged me back into the wall. Naomi noticed. Of course she noticed. "You okay?" she asked, following my gaze. "Fine," I said, in the least convincing fine in the history of the word. Later, when we were cleaning up, Naomi cornered me in the kitchen. "Did you ever wish I'd stayed big?" she asked, real quiet. The smart answer was no. The true answer was yes. The answer I gave was somewhere in between. "I loved you exactly how you were," I said, which wasn't technically a lie but wasn't exactly the truth either. She looked at me for a long time. Then she said, "That's not what I asked." And that's when I knew I was in trouble. Real trouble. The kind where your wife starts paying attention to things she used to ignore. Like DoorDash receipts. Like the fact that I'd been working late every Thursday for 2 years. Like the way I looked at her cousin. A week later, she handed me a stack of papers. "Recognize this address?" she asked. It was Mariah's job, with about 50 food delivery confirmations. My mouth went dry, my hands started shaking, and my brain, in all its infinite wisdom, decided this was the perfect time to shut down completely. "I can explain," I said, which is what guilty people say when they absolutely cannot explain. "I'm sure you can," Naomi said, "but I'm not sure I want to hear it." That's when I should have confessed. Should have thrown myself on her mercy and hoped for the best. Should have begged forgiveness and promised to do better. Instead, I doubled down. "It's not what you think," I said. "Really? Because I think you've been buying food for my cousin. I think you've been lying to me for 2 years, and I think you're about to lie to me again." She wasn't wrong, but pride makes you stupid, and I was feeling particularly stupid that day. "We're friends," I said. She was going through a hard time and I was helping out. Naomi laughed. Not the good kind of laugh. The kind that meant someone was about to get their feelings hurt. "Friends," she repeated. "Is that what we're calling it?" That's when she pulled out her phone and showed me a picture. Mariah and me in my car, sharing a bag of something that definitely wasn't friendship. "Her husband sent this to me," she said. "Apparently he's been suspicious for a while." My heart stopped. Actually stopped. I could feel it trying to remember how to beat. "Naomi, don't," she said. "Just don't." And then she walked out. That was 3 months ago. We're still married technically, still living in the same house, sleeping in the same bed, pretending everything's normal. But it's not normal. It's the opposite of normal. It's like living in a play where everyone knows their lines except you. Naomi's been aggressively nice, bringing me coffee in the morning, asking about my day, suggesting we have people over for dinner, all with this smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. I haven't seen Mariah since the confrontation. Her husband got a new job in another state, and they moved before I could figure out what to say to either of them. So now I'm stuck, married to a woman who knows exactly what I did and chooses to pretend she doesn't, living with the weight of a secret that's no longer secret but somehow feels heavier than ever. And the worst part? Sometimes I catch Naomi looking at me like she's waiting for something, like she's giving me one last chance to be honest, to be better, to be the man she married instead of the man I became. But I can't. Won't. The truth would destroy what little we have left, and I'm too much of a coward to find out what comes after destruction. So I smile back, make small talk, pretend I don't know that she knows. And every night, when she says, "I love you" before turning off the light, I wonder if she means it or if she's just being polite. I never ask, because some questions are too dangerous to answer. The funny thing about weight, whether you're losing it or hiding it, is that it never really goes away. It just changes shape, moves around, finds new places to settle. I lost Mariah but kept the guilt. Naomi lost the weight but kept the marriage. We're all carrying something we didn't ask for. And maybe that's the point. Maybe we all get exactly what we deserve, just not in the way we expected. But if you ever see me at a barbecue, looking uncomfortable and avoiding eye contact with anyone who might be related to my wife, just know that I'm not antisocial. I'm just a man who learned that some hungers are better left unfed, even if they never really go away.